Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us today. We are very excited to have you. All right, it's now, when is today? It's the 11th of October. We have been here since January 18th, 2022. Hey, if Kusonga was a person. Anyway, I'm really excited that we are on our 10th month of this webinar, and we have not even taken a break this time. And I'm excited because we are coming to the end of season 3 on November 18th. We'll be having our meet and greet at, we will share more details, but we will have an event on the 18th. Please mark your calendar. I know for those who were here last week, I talked about the 2nd of December, but unfortunately there are so many things happening on that day from different quarters, and we decided to have ours a bit earlier. Again, the CHRP people will be taking on the exams, so we want to do it just when it's comfortable for everyone. So we are set for 18th of November. Please start shopping. Dress code, as always, is African touch. So Beverly and team, I know you have been wondering when to start shopping. Time is now. So welcome to Get It Right with the Tara Solutions, a webinar series that seeks to demystify issues in entrepreneurship and employment. We do this every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, nowadays we seem to be going beyond 9 p.m., but yes. We do this in partnership with a number of organizations. We have Balcon Housing. Balcon Housing is a real estate and property management company. If you're looking to purchase a piece of land, if you're looking to actually get, you have a piece of land and you're looking for a buyer, then Balcon Housing will be able to support you on that. And for those of you who have been our followers, if you're looking for discounted rates in buying a piece of land, talk to me. And then we have Stallion Construction Company Limited. Stallion Construction Company, like the name spells it, is a construction firm. They are involved in the building and construction sector. If you're looking to renovate your office or your house, if you're looking to probably change a tile here and there, if you're looking to do interiors, if you're looking to put up a whole building all together, then Stallion Construction Company do that. And please get in touch with me. We'll be able to link you up with them. And then we have Pathway Solution Services. Pathway Solution Services is a training firm. They have been offering us trainings on LMS. LMS is Learning Management System. They have wonderful courses in there, and most of you have been able to take part of in this their free sessions. They've actually been offering our followers free sessions both at company level and as individuals. So as an individual, the trainings are on their LMS. LMS is Learning Management System, where you log in and train by yourself. And then they have also been offering company trainings, which are 1.5 hours long. And they have been doing that for our followers for the last couple of months. And we will announce what they have in store for you at the end of this session. And then we have Institute of Pension Management. Institute of Pension Management, again, is involved in the business of pension management for managing pension schemes there, and they train people in terms of pension management. They have actually just come back from Mombasa in the pension management conference, and they also have a college. So if you're here and you're looking to take on your CHRP, then Institute of Pension Management will be able to do that for you. They actually have an online option, so you don't really have to show up on Ojijo Road. However, if you prefer physical, they are located on Ojijo Road. So Institute of Pension Management, they have wonderful courses, not only with pension management, but also other business courses. And then we have Fina Gardens Resort. Fina Gardens Resort is a resort located in Naivasha on Moi South Lake. Fina Gardens have given us an offer. If you're an HR professional who is attending the conference from 25th to 28th of which month is this? October. Fina Gardens will be able to give us discounted rates for accommodation. So if you're looking for bed and breakfast or just bed only, then Fina Gardens will be able to give you discounted rates. Just by mentioning my name or mentioning Atara Solutions, you will be able to get discounted rates at Fina Gardens. They have awesome food. They have a swimming pool. Their rooms are awesome, as in you'll enjoy yourself at Fina Gardens. Of course, for the others, if you're not coming for the HR conference, we have had discounted rates because you're followers of Get It Right. And of course, just pop in and see what they're up to, what it looks like, and judge for yourself. And then we have Essence Park. By the way, we congratulate Essence Park for launching their waste management product. Last Friday was glam. It was beautiful. We danced, we learned. My God, I learned so much about waste management. For the women here who have that kabati that has plastic containers for yogurt that we recycle to take water, and then we don't know what to do with them. They have a solution for you. They actually buy them off. So Essence Park Limited, they are also in the health and safety, environment, health and safety. If you're an organization that's looking to do an audit in health and safety, if you're an organization that seeks to do, what do we call it? Training for health and safety, the mandatory one, for example, the OSH committee trainings, or fire marshals and first aid. So Essence Park will be able to do that for you. So you can you can check them out on their social media pages or their website, but you can also get in touch with me and I'll be able to link you up with Faith. They have beautiful, beautiful customer service, my God. And then we have Panessa Training Institute. We actually have a class starting next week. If you're here and you wish to take on carpentry as a course, then Panessa Training Institute will be able to do that. We have WeClean. WeClean is a carpet cleaning company. They clean your carpet within 6 minutes. They have a machine that cleans carpets within 6 minutes. They also offer free pickup and delivery in Nairobi, and you actually get your carpet within 24 hours. That's now the beauty about WeClean. As in within 24 hours, they take your carpet today and tomorrow you have it back, smelling fresh, looking new, looking, oh my God, you'll enjoy it. So WeClean. And then we have Kapula Mintito. Kapula Mintito is an organization that is based in Mombasa. They do they sell coastal snacks. You can check them out on Instagram or Facebook. Their mabuyus are out of this world, I tell you, my people. And then we have the Career Management Center. Career Management Center is a HR consulting firm. They have an awesome program for women who took a break to become moms. So if you're looking to bounce back into employment, then the Career Management Center will be able to walk the journey with you. And then we have Ames College of Business and Technology. And of course, we have two of my friends. We have events happening this October. Of course, we have Profiles International. Profiles International have a program. By the way, I hope tomorrow you're attending the Emotional Intelligence Breakfast. But Profiles International are offering a course on psychometric and assessment. As in, you get to understand how psychometrics work. You also get to understand how to administer psychometrics and also get to manage your people in a different way. So for those of you on this call, if you have ever wondered how psychometrics work, then there's a course for HR professionals. You get 6 CPD points, IHRM, and this course is 48,500. It's taking place from 1st to 17th of November, and it's on Zoom, so it's at your comfort. But I'm telling you, if you're here and you have ever wondered how to manage people better, then please take this course. It is going to help you mold your culture in a way that you'd never believe it. And then we have the LAC. LAC is leadership, accountability, and which is run, LAC is a leadership course or rather a workshop. It is happening in Mombasa from the 26th to 28th of October at Pride in Mombasa. This again will earn you 6 CPD points. They have over 10 CEOs. They also will have over 20 top professionals from different sectors. They have power CEOs and sector leaders, panel discussion on top of matters as present in a LAC forum. Like LAC is your go-to event of the year. So it's being run by Blue Concepts Africa. Please register for this course and you're going to be a leader like no other. And then, of course, we have our event that's coming up on the 21st of October. If you're in the health sector, we are discussing winning strategies to support your business. I tell you, running sustainable businesses, especially in the health sector, is hard. And you need strategies that work. For those of you here who are in the health sector, whether you are a junior or a senior management, please join us on the 21st from 8 a.m. at 8:30 a.m. at DoubleTree by Hilton in Hurlingham. I tell you, this is an event like no other. Dr. Ogolla is one of a kind when it comes to strategies in the health sector. So I hope I will see most of you there. All right, and allow me to introduce my team as we start on this webinar. Kevin, probably you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Kevin Adipo. I work with Atara Solutions as the Human Resource Associate. And I'm here to learn. I'm here to represent the Facebook community. And I hope that we are ready, because today's topic is going to be amazing. It's going to be great, and it's just coming in at the right time. Back to you, Grace.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Catherine is a sign language interpreter. Her name is Catherine. She's actually literally interpreting her name. Her name is Catherine Sidandi. She helps us become inclusive, and we appreciate you for joining us. I know our followers are happy about this. Yes, okay, I'll respond. Ruth Mudusi, I'm typing to you just shortly. All right, so without further ado, allow me to introduce our speaker tonight. He's none other than Chris Odongo. Chris Odongo is not new to us. He has been here before, probably twice or three times. Thank you for always being there for me. It's not easy. But Chris Odongo is the CEO at Wild International. He is also a business coach, and I'm sure he will tell you a lot more about his lessons and what he has taken away, and especially matters of family and matters friends. You know, Chris, when I sent this, somebody said, well, this is so timely, because they have just been duped by friends. But another friend of mine was also telling me his friends don't like paying the much they charge. So they're always asking for discounts. And sometimes they also take off without paying. And again, I don't even want to start on partnerships, because I know you will talk a bit about that, because we've seen partnerships kill friendships and also kill businesses. So Chris, tell us, is it healthy to do business with friends and family, or where does it stop?
Thank you very much, Grace, for allowing me to join you on today's webinar. And the team at Atara. Kate, I am liking what you're doing. It's very, very good. So for the rest of us, for our participants, I am definitely very happy to be here. Thank you so much for taking time to join us on this call. I am looking forward to engaging with you for the next 45 minutes and talking about engaging your friends and family in your business. As you've heard, my name is Chris Odongo. I serve as the CEO of Wild International. I'd like to say that I am very passionate about working with business owners. This is something that I've been doing for the last, probably 20 plus years. The first time that I ever worked with a business, I was only 17 years old, and I helped a catering company to develop a sales strategy. So for me, I see business as an opportunity, as a pathway to making wealth for the owner and for the employees. At Wild International, just as I get into my short presentation and lay the foundation for our conversation, at Wild International, we work with entrepreneurs. We say we are an unmatched strategy and entrepreneurship firm, and we equip and empower entrepreneurs to succeed. 80% of the businesses that engage with us for strategy execution experience revenue growth in 3 months of working with us. So if you'd like to get help with your business and you want to have clarity in your strategy, you want to ultimately achieve growth in your revenue and create wealth for yourself, then you want to talk to us. We'll do for you a strategic planning. We'll offer you business coaching services. At Wild, we are part of an organization called the Sandbox, and the Sandbox is a one-stop shop for business experts. We have more than 30 different business experts, and we've divided them into 5 categories. Capital engine. These are people who are going to help you to effectively deploy capital to your business. Efficiency engine. These are experts who are going to help you to make best of use of your resources. So we have a lawyer, we have an insurance company, we have a logistics company, we have an OSH consultant, and then we have a reach engine. These are marketers. They're going to help you connect with your customers, brand strategists, PR, marketing consultants, event planners. And then at capacity, we have people who are going to ensure that your team members are always at their best. We have Osotwa, Fanisi HR, and finally, we have value engine, where we can help you to develop a strategy, help you to figure out your customer service and service excellence, and your sustainability, and we can also help you with research. So if you come to the Sandbox as a business owner, you come to a one-stop shop where you can access more than 30 different experts in one location. Off to our topic, and I have chosen a different title. I've said family, friends, and I want you to type on the chat, what does the last F stand for? Please note, this is a trick question. What does the last F stand for? Type on the chat what the last F stands for. I really like to engage my participants when we are talking, when we are in a webinar. I don't like just talking by myself. What does F stand for? Somebody says finances, funders, fools, foes, fans, family, friends, and finance, family, friends, and finance, families, friends, and so the old adage normally says family, friends, and fools, but I like to say that it is family, friends, and faith. I like to say that it is family, friends, and faith. Why? Because the people who stand with you when you are beginning, the people who are joining you when you're beginning, these are people who are having a lot of faith in you. And today we are going to be looking at this whole concept of working with your family, friends, and people who have faith in you, not fools, not funders, not all those things. For me, it is people who have faith in you. And as we begin this conversation, I think maybe 4 or 5 slides of some information that I want to share with you that will then set the framework for our conversation. And I really want us to engage, one on the Q&A for questions and on the chat for comments. And I want us to really talk. So moving on to the first of my slides, I'd like to share with you some interesting background. Just this conversation we're talking about doing business with family, friends, doing business with people who have faith in you. I think there's some interesting background, and lots of it is in the form of research. Lots of it is local, some of it international. But we all know entrepreneurs are wealth constrained, but idea rich. If you're a business owner, you can imagine the day you started your business, you had an idea and you knew exactly what it is that you wanted to do. If you are a capital owner, you know that people who have capital tend to be idea poor. And I know these are generalizations, but that's how it is. You rarely find an entrepreneur who has all the capital that they need to start their business. Once in a while it happens, but that's normally rare. And in a sense, it's what makes business exciting, and actually also what makes business partnerships inevitable, because the person who has an idea has to come together with the person who has the capital, and together they can be able to start a business. And we all know that banks are very shy to lend to new risky ventures. This is nothing unique, and this is something you've done. Very few banks are going to give you money just because you have a business plan, just because you have the next billion shilling or $1 billion idea. And then, of course, 20% of founders are reported to have received funding from their family and from their friends. And guess what? 46% of business owners are in business with a spouse or a partner. So if you're on this call and you're in business and you're having a partner or a spouse, please just type on the chat and say, yeah, I have a business partner, or I'm in business with my spouse, or we share business with my spouse. Let's just type on the chat. Let's see how many people here have businesses with their spouse and with their partner. And 96% are reported to be happy with this arrangement. So again, if you're in business with your spouse or a partner and you're feeling brave enough, just tell us, are you happy or are you not unhappy? Let's see whether these statistics are real. And 43% of businesses reached out to family and friends for COVID support. So just recently, we are coming out of COVID, and guess where businesses went for support? They went to their family and they went to their friends and said, hey man, I'm going through a tough time. Could you lend me a hand? I'm going through a tough time. Could you give me some capital? And then friendship ties have been proven to help in business formation. So as we start this thing, these are some interesting background. And what I'd like you to just type on the chat is, what is your experience around these things that I'm talking about here? Have you seen them in action? Have you seen any of these things? As I said, are you a business owner who has a spouse or a partner? Tell us, what has your experience been? Has it been pleasant? Has it been rough? And if you can go and share a bit more, just type it on the chat. If you did actually reach out to family and friends for COVID support when COVID struck, please tell us on the chat how that was, so that we can be able to engage and we can be able to see these things. And then if there's anyone here who actually managed to get funding from a bank for their idea, let me hear about it. If you actually started farming, not farming, if you actually started a business and you went to a bank and as a startup, the bank gave you some capital. Yeah, let me hear about it. I can see on the chat several people. James Mwangi, I have a partner.
If you allow, Chris, we have Lilian Yamo who says she's in a business with the spouse, happy partner. We have Faith Mimi saying, yeah, we just started a farming business with my spouse. We are very excited. Jane Wambui, we have business with my spouse. And then we also have Kamal, who says, I have a business with my spouse. It seems that a lot of our listeners are having businesses with their spouses. We have Brenda. I had a business with my spouse and we hired a relative. The result was disaster. That was a few years back and I am not repeating it. We have Faith Kirimi who says, yeah, no, I think I just read that. On our Facebook, we haven't received any comment yet, but that's just about it. Back to you, Chris.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. Thank you for that. Yeah, so let's get into certain concepts. When I was preparing for this, I was thinking, can I just come share my experience, share my ideas, just right from my head? I thought, no, that's not fair. People have gathered. Let me do a bit of research. Let me find out what other scholars are saying about this whole thing around what is it called? This whole thing around going into business with your relatives. And I found a very interesting research. And if you look there, it talks about it's sort of like when you're looking at relationships and you're looking at going into business with your relationship, there are sort of like two axes. One axis is saying fusion, and the other axis is sort of saying separation. And then they're talking about something called affective and something called strategic. So affective has to do with affection. I like you, I want you, I want to engage with you. So I have affection towards you, and it talks about affective towards the what is it called? Towards having a relationship. And because we're talking about friendship, we're talking about family, we're talking about relations, and so we are able to measure the strength of relationships. So for example, if you're my brother, then our relationship is stronger. If you're just a neighbor, our relationship is not so strong. If you're a work colleague, our relationship could be not so strong. But if you're a best friend, I describe you as a best friend, then I can say our relationship is strong. And so that talks about the degree of effectiveness, And then on the strategic end, we're talking about the ability of the mind to say, you know what, I am thinking about this rationally. I am thinking about this at a strategic level. I am thinking about my business. I'm thinking about what's good for my business. I'm thinking about what works for my business. And that's the strategic mind. So they were just looking at an affective mind, which is talking about the relationship, looking at the affection, looking at the engagement, and a strategic mind, which is sort of like looking at the mind space, looking at the decision, the logic that says, I want to make the best decision for my business. And then so they were looking at two axes, as I said, one on fusion, and fusion means basically putting things together where things are very much aligned, and then separation where you're saying we are separating things, we are putting things far apart. And the findings were very interesting. So quadrant one is affective fusion. And in affective fusion, what it really is saying is, I can see that our relationship is very good for our business. And so you're saying that I can see my brother, I trust him, I can rely on him. I can see my cousin, I trust him, I can rely on him. I can see my best friend, I trust him, I can rely on him. And therefore, I am willing to go into business with him because he's reliable, he's trustworthy, he's somebody I know. If I put him on the counter, he will not steal from me. So that's affective fusion. You're really saying, I trust this person and I trust that this person will be good for my business because I know them, because they're trustworthy, because they're dependable, because they're reliable. And so you're making a decision on the basis of the relationship. Sort of like those people who say, if you open a shop, if you open a bar and restaurant, who do you want at the counter? You want your cousin or you want your brother at the counter because they're able to protect your money. That's affective fusion. You're saying the relationship is what actually is going to drive the business. The trust that I have for this person is actually what's going to drive the business. You're looking at your friend and you're saying, my friend has access to the networks that I need. My friend has access to the people that I need, and therefore I'm bringing them into this business because of the value of their network, but also because they are my friend and I trust them. And when you're recruiting, you're also recruiting even relatives because you're saying, I want to use this business to support my people, to support my thing. And so that's affective fusion. You're saying, I'm using my affection and I'm fusing it together with my business. Now, on the other side is strategic fusion, where you're saying, no, my business comes first, but I understand the power of relationship. I'm saying my business comes first, but I understand the power of relationship. So I'm not separating myself from my friends and family, but I'm saying business comes first. So if it's business who comes first, I'm looking for a HR consultant. If I happen to find one who is a friend of mine and a relative of mine, I will give them business. And this is where the network come in. You're in this particular space, we're in the Atara Solution Network, and you go into this space and you say, you know what, if I find somebody who is offering the thing that I'm looking for, that's the person that I'm going to give business. So that's a strategic vision. You're first looking at the strategy, and then on top of the strategy, you're saying relationship is still important. I still want to make sure that the person I'm working with is somebody I can relate to. You're saying that I am looking for a bank, I'm looking for a good, reliable bank, and my friend works at bank X and Y. So I'll go to that bank because it's strategic fusion. It's strategic, but you're not just going to that bank, you're also going to that bank because that bank will give you a loan. So that's strategic fusion. Now, at the bottom left quadrant, affective separation. So in this particular case, you are actually saying that I want to separate my business from my friendship. And the way I want to separate my business from my friendship is because I want to work with you in my business. I want to work with you as my friend in my business, but I want us from the word go, we know that the business comes first. And if there was anything that was going to make our business fail because of our friendship, we will make a business decision first before coming to a friendship decision. So you say, I know that we are friends, I know we are relatives, I know that you're my father, but as we are going into this business, I want us to go into this business conscious that the business takes the priority and the business takes precedence. So you are signing agreements, you're writing policies, everybody has a job description, people are clear on what their roles are, When it's business, it's business. When it's friendship, it's friendship. And those two don't mix. We're talking about affective separation. We're saying, I understand that you're my friend and I want our friendship to succeed. And because I want our friendship to succeed, if we're going to do business together, it has to be done above board. If you're not interested in doing it above board, I don't want to be part of it. And then now strategic separation, where you're saying, you know what, my business, my friends do not mix completely. No mixing. So I'm going to do business. I'm going to do business with strangers. My friends, we meet at the club. We meet in church. We meet at the golf course. We meet family. We meet in shags, or we meet over Christmas. But business is not mixing. And so those are the four. Those are the four quadrants that exist. The first one is my friends. I'm in business with them. I love them, and they're my go-to. The second one, strategic, is it's business, but I want to do business with my friends. The third one is I want to separate. We are friends and we're in business, and our business decision do not affect our friendship. And then the fourth one is complete, 100% separation. There is nowhere where our business and our friendship meet. Now, with those four scenarios and with those four circumstances, what did they find? What did they find after investigating some businesses? What did they find? And what do you think they found? If you think you have an idea what they found, maybe you can type on the chat. What do you think is likely to happen in number one, where friendship is good at the start, where it's affective fusion? What do you think is likely to happen there? If you can type on the chat, what do you think is likely to happen? What do you think is likely to happen at strategic fusion, where we are separating and saying it's friendship, not separating, we are mixing. It's friendship, but it's also strategic. I'm looking at, I need a HR consultant. I'm going to look for a friend who's a HR consultant, and so it's starting from the function, and then affective separation. We're separating the two. What do you guys think is going to happen in these particular scenarios? How does it play out? Which business works well? Which one?
I'll take the feedback as they come. We have Wada Mustafa who is saying, I think after all, you need to separate your social life from your business life so you don't let that affect your relationship or your business. We have Faith Anyanje who says, I have employed my cousin before and I still have one. I ensure they don't report to me and I have the rules set from the beginning. We are never a relative at work. There's Frederick Oyo who is saying, I want to start a business with my friend, but I fear the product may not go. Ruth, who is saying, at affective fusion, business is likely to suffer at expense of friendship. And is also adding that it could be very situational. Catherine, I have done several businesses with family members. Not again, strategic separation any day. We have Miriam who is saying friendship and work is tricky if rules and work definition are not clearly outlined. Those are just some of the feedbacks that we've been able to gather till now. Back to you, Chris.
All right. Okay. So I think you guys are right on the money. So let's see what our next slide has for us. So yeah, in affective fusion, friendship and professional ties are interlinked. What happens is when you start the business, things are going to be working very well. Because guess what? You're friends, you love each other, you care about each other, you want to support each other, you want to succeed. Everybody is willing to sacrifice. Everybody is going to go the long haul. So when the business starts, things are good. Then strong pre-launch, launch phases. We are passionate. We are running. Then what happens is, as the business becomes difficult, and you need to make difficult decisions, and you can't go and face your friend and tell them, look, I think you're doing the wrong thing and I think you need to stop, or I think we need to stop. What will happen is the business survival will be threatened and subsequent business development will be very, very difficult. You start on well because friendship and professional ties make the entrepreneurial journey very good. bouncing off ideas of each other, rubbing shoulders. It's very exciting. But as you progress, business is going to become hard. And when business becomes hard, tough decisions are going to be called. And if you're unable to call out your friend because you're thinking your friendship is just as important as your business, then your business is going to stall. And eventually your business will actually fail because you're unable to call out your friend. Now, on the other hand is the strategic fusion. So the friendship and professional ties are interlinked, but when a friendship is essential to the team, it has a smaller influence on subsequent stages of development. And so what happens is you're clear that this is for the, I was making a strategic decision. I only just said I will favor my friend if I'm in a place where I have a friendly network. I will favor somebody who is from the Atara Solution network if they're there. But if there's nothing there, I will go, I want my car washed, but I'll go to my cousin's car wash because they do a good job. But ultimately, I just need my car washed. And so if my cousin didn't have a car wash, I would not have gone there. And so in this particular case, your chances of survival are higher as you progress because you are more, you are more clear on your strategy and you do better than somebody who is in the affective fusion because friendship comes secondary. Okay. And then the next one is where now we are saying affective separation. Friendship and professional ties are not interlinked, but the separation is guided by a strong affective component. What we are saying is, I want to protect my friendship. I want you to be my friend. I want us to remain friends, but I want our business to benefit from your trust. I want our business to benefit from your network. I want our business to benefit from your capital. And so the growth possibilities are much here because you're taking a balanced approach. You're saying, I'm not discarding the friendship, but I am also not discarding the business. And so I'm still taking a balanced approach. And the research found that this affective separation does better than strategic separation and does better than affective fusion. Now, strategic separation, as I said, is when friendship and professional ties are not interlinked and separation is strategic and it involves denying friendship throughout the evolution of the business. Now, in this particular case, it enhances the growth prospects and continuity, but survival of the business may be compromised, especially during the early days, and especially when you need that soft capital, when you need that grace, when you need that soft loan, when you need that person who is going to give you a contract, even though you have not fully qualified. When you need that person, and Kenyans are very good at this. Let's support our friend. Those kind of statements. I'm buying this because I want to support my friend. I'm buying this because I want to support you. You're my cousin, you're my nephew, you're my niece. I'm coming to your shop to support you. When you completely separate business from friendship, what happens is that during your early days, you struggle because during your early days, you want people who are coming to buy from you, not necessarily because your products are the best in the market, but they're coming to buy from you because they're saying, you know what, let's support our friend, let's support our family. And you're missing that soft capital. Your uncle, your auntie, your dad, you're going to ask them for capital because you're saying, you know what, I don't want friendship and professionalism to meet. I don't want to take advantage of my dad. I don't want to take advantage of my mom. I don't want to get soft capital. And so your chances of your business survival is very low because you're not getting that soft capital. You're not getting that soft power. And if you think about it, there are many examples about. I remember one entrepreneur that I was coaching once, and she said that her first customer was her mom's office. She was in catering business. Her first customer was her mom's office, and her mom used to work for one of these multinationals. I think it was either Coca-Cola or Unilever, something big like that. And you can imagine she was starting a catering business, and the first customer was Unilever. Now, you and me, if you're starting a catering business, I don't know whether you can have access to an international company of that magnitude. And so sometimes we want to separate, but it disallows us from having now that soft engagement that is very useful. So let me hear from you guys. Let me hear from you guys and see what your comments are, so that then we can talk. What are your comments? Let me see them on the chat. Am I talking to someone?
Yes, you are, Chris. Yes, you are. I can see quite a lot of things happening on the chart. Yeah. Some Miriam is saying friendship and work is strict if rules are not outlined clearly. But somebody is saying, I have employed several relatives. My niece was in the process of opening parallel business, same side as hers. And then Ali says, I engaged a cousin some years ago and she didn't have full commitment. She was influencing the rest of the staff on how to root from the business. Though people have different personalities, I would not advise anyone to engage a relative. One is looking for family conflicts. Then Joseph says, what if you have your own business, which is doing very well, and you want your wife to join, but she seems not interested?
That's our first question of the day, Grace. We can begin to engage with some questions now, because
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, I don't have another slide to prepare.
Yes.
This was a very short engagement, and so as we engage on that question, let me just first of all put power on my laptop.
All right, that's fine. And as Chris comes back, you can continue asking questions, because this is something that's very, very interesting and quite personal. But I like the idea of strategic fusion and strategic separation. I really like the idea of that. All right. So yes, the question from Joseph is saying, what if you have your own business, which is doing very well, and you want your wife to join, but she seems not interested? And I think this is something I've witnessed a lot in my practice as well. A lot of people want their wives or spouses to join the business, but their hearts are not in it. Would you advise them to go ahead?
So even as I try and answer that particular question, I hope others can also share their own experiences on the chat. But for me, it's very simple. You do not take a cow to the watering hole and then force it to drink. You know, once you take a cow to the watering hole and it doesn't drink, that's a problem right there. So if you force your spouse to join you in a business, and there are very many dynamics that are going to be happening there, and they actually then end up joining you, and they start doing something wrong. How shall you correct them? How shall you stop them? You know, it will become a story of, but you invited me to come here. Did you not want me to come here? So it can easily turn into blackmail. And yes, and somebody had shared on the chat and said, a lot of these things are also very contextual and depends on the nature of the business. To what extent is it manageable? Also depends on whether your spouse has the skills that you're looking for and whether you're actually able to explain to them why they need to join, either able to paint the vision, be able to share with them why you're thinking that is the case. So it's very contextual, but I would be very hesitant just citing that somebody is not interested. That basically means you'll be pushing them to do things. You'll be flogging the horse as opposed to having self-initiative.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you, Chris. But now, sometimes you discover that you have gotten into the wrong partnership. How do you resolve conflict when it comes to working with friends and relatives?
If you are working with friends and relatives and you're in the wrong partnership, or what do you mean? How do you resolve conflict?
Because sometimes when people you try to draw the line, but people still have this thing, but you're my aunt, but you're my sister, but you're my cousin, and this is conflict that has maybe costed the business. Like, do you deal with them the way you would deal a normal employee? How do you just resolve this so that it does not blow out of proportion?
So I think the first thing is, were the roles and responsibilities and agreements made? Because when you're having a conflict, it means either one, this is my business partner, and if it is my business partner, we had already defined how we shall engage on certain matters. Is it that we will discuss until we have consensus, or is it that somebody will outvote the other? So that's at partnership level, shareholder level. But at employer-employee level, again, does your relative have job description? Do they have their tasks? Do they have their KPIs? Because at that particular level, you can be able to come and say, look, you're supposed to come to work at 8. You are here habitually at 8:30. We can't continue like this. But in the absence of job description, clearly documented things, and those kind of things, it becomes very difficult, because then it becomes subjective. And then also your own emotional maturity as the entrepreneur and as the owner of the business, and your own personality and courage. Are you able to come out and actually say, and some people, it's not even just for their relatives. Some people, even their employees who are strangers to them, they can't actually come to fire them because they don't have job descriptions, they don't have KPIs, they don't know how to hold anyone accountable. And so this might as well have been a conversation. And if you look around entrepreneurs, they're normally saying difficult decisions, difficult conversations, and they don't want to happen. So yeah, so those will be my initial comments.
All right. And there's somebody who's adding to that, Wada. He said, if I may advise Joseph, it seems risky when you are willing to engage someone who's not interested after you can't even point the wrongs that someone has been doing. So that is advice to Joseph on the question about the spouse. Andrew Gashesha says, I've tried working with a cousin in the past. The partnership was a bit dicey until I read Cash Flow Quadrant some years back and realized his mentality is more of an employee than of that of a business owner. And so I'd say it helped resolve how we work together. So I think even the choice of partner matters, right?
Yes. The choice of partner matters because at the end of the day, what is everyone bringing? Am I bringing capital and you're bringing ideas and someone else is bringing networks? Or am I bringing networks and somebody else is bringing technical expertise? So what is being brought? At the end of the day, when people are coming together, it has to be very clear who is contributing what and to what level. Now, the danger normally of even getting relatives to contribute capital is that the initial capital will be contributed, but the business is going to go into hard time. And you've already given them 10% of the shares. But the 10% of the shares you gave them was not in totality of all the capital you expected. You expected them to give you more capital. But guess what? They already have 10%. You've already signed the share transfer. You need more capital. They're not interested in giving you anymore. It happens all the time, even with shareholders who are strangers. And so you want to also be clear, if I'm asking somebody to give me capital for my business, how much money am I asking for what percent of shares in the company, and how does it play out? Is it money that is injected all at once, or is it money that is injected over a period of 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, and at what point do the share transfer go? And so what I'm saying is everything has to be documented. You can't just walk blindly and say, this is my relative, this is my cousin,
all right. And Benson Esaranda says, suppose you get into partnership with your friend and suddenly decides to end the friendship, but doesn't want to lose the partnership. Does this business have a future?
So, does the business have a future? I think it does. Depends on the kind of agreements you entered with at the business level, not at the friendship, at the business level. Did you enter into a proper formal relationship at the business level or not? If you didn't enter a formal relationship at the business level, then you're going to struggle because your business was based on trust, your business was based on friendship, but now the friendship is over and you don't have something to fall back on. And so if your business is based on an agreement, I am the shareholder, I've contributed this, you're the employee, you've contributed this, our business is based on an agreement, then it can continue even if the friendship dies.
Yeah. I don't you think sometimes, Chris, we sort of attach too much emotion to working with friends and relatives?
We're emotional beings.
Yeah.
You cannot separate our emotions from our rationals. It's just that we have to be consciously aware that because we're emotional beings, we are bound to make emotional decisions. And because we are bound to make emotional decisions, We want to always have somebody who can either one, remind us that it's an emotional decision so that we make a better strategic decision or a rational one, or remind ourselves that I need to make a rational decision. I need to be the one who makes the right rational decision. Yeah.
There's a time I think we were discussing toxic workplaces or something, and there was a question that was raised by somebody who was in a partnership with their 3 partners, and she happens to be the one in charge of the HR arm of things. And then the other person is running as the CEO, and the other one, the third partner is silent. So it had gotten to a point where the CEO insults her in front of the employees, will demean everything she says, and always, like, you know, picking on her, like she wasn't doing the right thing. And I just keep wondering, are you supposed to just have a conversation with this fellow partner, or how do you handle such a situation?
Tough one. Tough one. Not very easy. I think, see, ultimately, everything boils down to your courage as an entrepreneur in having difficult conversations. And especially if the stakes are high. You know, sometimes the stakes are not high, and so it doesn't really matter. But when the stakes are high, then it really matters, and you want to then have set, as I said before, you want to have set the foundations of formality so that when it comes to now having such conversations, it becomes easier. And what I'm reminded of is sometimes we fail to do certain things. You don't have a board of advisors, because if you have a board of advisors, then sometimes you have a place to go to, or you don't have a mentor or a coach. If you have a coach, there's a place to go to for some advice. Or you don't have managers. You know, you're running this business, but between you and the employees, there are no managers. The business has been growing, but you're just stuck there. So these are both the things that can help you to just have this is if you have a layer of managers, then the managers can make the decision. They can deal with that person on your behalf. If you have job descriptions, you can always refer back to the job description. If you have a coach, the coach can hold you accountable. If you have a board of advisors, they will hold you accountable. And those kind of things really can help. If you have an agreement, then you have a fallback position.
All right. And Irene Japheth is asking, I'm thinking of starting a business. Do you offer mentorship on SME? Can you assist one filter business ideas?
Yes, we do offer mentorship and business coaching for SMEs. I will type my email address on the chat. You can be able to reach out to me, and I'll be able to connect you with one of the coaches within our organization. Or you can better still go to our website and sign up for a complimentary coaching session so that you can be able to grow your business.
All right. And there's somebody who's saying, I don't know that you've seen the Q&A. She's saying, I wonder if Chris is able to share if he has experience in family employee situation. Yeah. Are you willing to share?
Yes, I am willing to share. I mean, I've employed my sister, I've employed my brother once before, and for me, I've employed a cousin, but for me, the first thing that I do is just what I had shared with some of the slides I'd shared with you guys. If you remember the strategic fusion, where you're saying, I'm looking for this kind of person. It just so happens that that person is my cousin or that person is my sister. So it's really, what are the skills and competencies I was looking for? And if those competencies happened to be resident in somebody who I know, then that person is the one I worked with. And then being very careful that then following that, there's a clear job description, there's a clear performance target, there's a clear separation. And also, when I did employ my brother one time, what I did was I was not the one supervising him. It was a clear separation. They had a job description, they had tasks, they had a manager, they went through a rigorous interview process. So they got the job, but I was not the one in charge of making sure they succeed. So for me, it's very clear that it's a strategic vision.
All right, all right. I hope the anonymous attendee has gotten the answer. So Purity is saying, hello, Grace. Any business partnership experience you can share if it's fine with you? To me or to Chris? I'm hoping it's to Chris. Yes, Chris, it's to you.
Yeah, so I guess I think for me it's very clear. One, Wild International is a partnership. I have two other business partners, a gentleman called Joram and another one called Kirinya, and we've been business partners for the last 10 years now. And I think business partnerships work, especially if you can find one, as I said, formal agreements. This is how we work. This is how we do our decisions. We have a board of advisors, so we can't take to them our kalongolongo. When we go to the board, it's very serious business, and they are not laughing with us because we are not going to bring our childishness in front of the board. And also we have regular meetings, and during those meetings, people are allowed to speak very freely and very candidly. And we encourage each other that if you think something is going wrong, you better say it fast. Otherwise, then we both of us end up in a hole. And we've encouraged candid conversations. We've actually previously had to go separate ways with business partners when it wasn't working. Very difficult decisions, very difficult conversations, but they've happened, and we are not afraid. Ultimately, one of the things we know is if a partner is not performing, his work is not getting done, then we shall go our separate ways, and there'll be no love lost. So yeah.
All right, all right. And sometimes I keep wondering, I've seen quite a number of partnerships not work, but I've also seen some that work. And I keep wondering, is it possible that you have been together? A friend of mine has been in partnership for the last 20 years, and they're kind of not aligned in the vision right now.
It's possible.
They separate, or what happens now? Because 20 years is an investment, man. Or I should stop getting attached.
Don't get attached. Do not get attached.
Yeah.
You remain faithful to performance, faithful to growth, faithful to KPIs. Because if the business has stagnated, and part of the stagnation is because one partner is not willing to make certain decisions or make certain compromises, and not really compromises, let me say certain decisions and certain sacrifices, yeah, then there's nowhere you can go together. If one partner's values change, you started together, you had shared values, you believed the same thing, but along the way, somebody started thinking and seeing life in a different way. How can you continue? You used to believe in working aggressively, used to believe in working hard, used to believe in going out, and then now one partner is not pulling their weight. It can't work. You used to have vision, you used to be open-minded. Values have changed. What do you do? And we've also seen you started off as a partner who has integrity. You started off a business because we don't bribe, we don't do those kind of things. But life has become so hard. Now one partner is saying, pale tumefika, me, I'm willing to pay the bribe. And the one partner is not willing. So what happens? You have to go separate ways because values are not aligned. So those kind of things.
All right, all right. I hear you, Chris. I think bottom line is we need to have very clear boundaries, or rather clear definitions of what we are up to. And we also need to really understand each other as to what is who is doing what. And before I continue, allow me to recognize the presence of my good friend, Herbert Zake. I forgot to mention you at the beginning. I'm so sorry, my good friend from Kampala. Thank you for sharing our flyers around Kampala. And I'm sure a lot of people are tuned in here from Kampala, as well as especially HR Mau. HR Mau is the Association of Human Resource Professionals in Kampala. Thank you so much for making it here. And thank you so much, Herbert Zake. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. I don't know what I'd do without you. Thank you so much for your support. All right. And before we get Chris's parting shot, keep the conversation going by joining. Okay. Yeah, so we have shared our WhatsApp group on the chat. Please join our WhatsApp group to get informed on what's happening on Atara Solutions. But as you do that, allow me to also let you in on what Pathway Solutions is offering you this week. So we have for individual people, 3 people get a chance to be trained on social media and business, making your business better, marketing and sales for small business, Entrepreneurship 101, and Mastering Job Interviews. This is for you guys. Please take advantage. These are fully sponsored by Pathway Solutions. For the 3 of you on their LMS, LMS is Learning Management System. They set up an account for you. You log in at your own pace. You take the lessons. If you score more than 65%, you have passed, and they give you a certificate for it. So LMS, 3 people for individual training on either of the 2 courses mentioned, that is social media and business, making your business better, marketing and sales for small businesses, Entrepreneurship 101, and Mastering Job Interviews. So please email me or Frank. Kevin, I'm sure you're busy typing on the chat my email, and that's for Frank. Email me and copy Frank. Make sure you copy myself and Frank on your email, requesting and giving us a reason why you should be sponsored for these trainings. And then for the organizations, if you're a leader or just a teammate in your organization and you think that your people would benefit from being trained on Zoom or on Google Meets for 1.5 hours, Frank is offering fully sponsored courses by Pathway Solutions for 10 companies. So 1, you can choose personal branding, you can choose problem solving and decision making, diversity, inclusion, and celebrity, change management, employee dispute resolution, managing pressure and maintaining balance, developing your executive presence. So this one is for companies. If you are a business owner, a business leader, HR professional, or marketing, or whatever it is you do in your organization, and you think that your organization will get benefit by getting this training, please write us an email and we'll be and send an explanation of why you think you should get the sponsorship. And Frank will be able to deliver this session in the month of November for your team. Please take advantage because learning never stops. This is an opportunity for you. Pathway Solutions, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting our audience so that we can always, we are sharing the same vision, changing the world through information. And this is why we are doing this as well. So send us an email, myself and Frank, on some of these courses. If you're applying for the company, make sure you indicate its company and make sure you have indicated the 2 trainings or 1 that you wish for your organization to go through. And if it's for you personally, make sure you choose at least 2 of what we have shared on your screen. And then Frank will help you set you up. Make sure you include the paragraph of why you deserve the sponsorship. So I hope that is clear, and I hope the people on the chat have gotten the instructions. Please don't type on the chat saying that I want me now. No, send an email. The instructions are clear. Send an email with the topic and indicate whether it's LMS or it's company. All right. Yeah, so somebody has written the emails on the chat. So please take advantage. Okay. How do I join KMS? KMS, I don't know what that is. All right, so Chris, give us your parting shots.
All right, Grace, thank you very much. I think for me, my parting shot will be this. If you're going to do business with anyone, be it friends, family, or strangers, you must do it on the basis of professionalism. You must do it on the basis of clear agreements. If it's at partnership level, you have a partnership agreement, you have a shareholders agreement, you know what the roles and responsibilities of everyone is. If you're going to do business with an employee, then you give them an employment contract, you give them a job description, you give them clear KPIs. If you're going to have a manager, then they are clear on what they're supposed to do. Role separation. Have your board of advisors in place. Don't just say, because I'm doing business with friends or because I'm doing business with family, then I won't have all these things in play. And then don't discard your friends and family. You know, they are a good place to start. They're going to power your business. They're going to give you a soft landing. But if you are going to engage with your friends and family, make sure that you have proper documentation set. You have ways of doing that. And if you find yourself completely unable to be the kind of person who can hold your friends and family accountable, then it's better not to do business with them. Because eventually, if you can't hold them accountable for the things that they say they'll deliver, if you can't be able to call them out, if you can't be able to have those difficult conversations, then your business is going to fail. Because business challenges are definitely going to arise. And if you can't address them head on, then your business is going to fail. So it's better not to start. But if you can, document, contract, agree, and you shall succeed. And then once again, for all the people who are here on the call, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for joining me. If you go to our website, you shall find a link to a complimentary coaching. Sign up for business coaching, and we shall link you up with a business coach. If you send me an email, I can also be able to link you up with a business coach. Otherwise, Grace, thank you so much for having me. I'm glad, and I can come back another day.
All right. Before we say who we are and why we are ending, somebody is saying, please share. There you go. The offers, 3 LMS on your screen. Please check your screen. Social media and business, making your business better, marketing and sales for small businesses, entrepreneurship 101, and mastering job interviews. Those are the 5 courses on offer. You can only get 2, not all of them. Please email us. Kevin, there's somebody who's saying our WhatsApp link has a problem. I don't know whether you've seen that. Ernest, maybe you need to reshare the link. And then, sorry, that was a diversion. Yeah, send us an email on grace@tatarasolutions.co.ke and Frank at Pathway Service Solutions. Solution Service. I keep confusing that. Pathways with an S, Solution Services with an S. Hey, Frank, lakini saa zingine. These solutions and S's. All right. So Frank at Pathways Solution Services.co.uk. Make sure it's .uk. Mine is .ke. And yeah, I hope you have managed to see. For the company, here you go. Please note, by the way, this offer is for people who are not being trained as of now. Hey, because some of you might just apply for everything. Kindly note, if you have a course ongoing, this is not for you. This is for new people who are taking on the course. Thank you. And I hope that is clear now for the person who was asking about it on chat. Yeah, so for those of you who wish to take on the psychometric tests, please get in touch with us. Profiles International have an awesome program that is set for that. For those of you who are looking for coaching, please get in touch with Chris. He has shared his email address on the chat. If you do not have it, you can always get in touch with me. And of course, I'll be able to link you up with Chris. Please do not forget that we have a meet and greet happening on the 18th of November. Mark your calendar from 5:30 p.m. Dress code is a touch of African. We will share more details as they unfold. Other than that, we have the LAC workshop. Oh God, let me just share this one because you need to have an idea of what's happening. October is Octobering. All right, we have there, gosh. We have understanding psychometric and assessment construction. This is for HR directors, HR managers, and professionals. From 1st of November to 17th of November, it will be 6 CPD points. You earn 6 CPD points, and it's 48,500 for all that time. You get to actually understand what psychometrics are, what constitutes a good assessment, what are the key metrics and coefficients used in psychometric world, understanding the different kinds of psychometric assessments and how to use them, extricating data from assessments from performance management and throughout talent management cycle. So for those of you who are wondering how to really improve on your performance management, I suggest you take on psychometric assessment course. They actually will give you a certificate. As well, if you're looking for improving your company culture, then I suggest you take this course. And then, of course, we have the LAC workshop. The LAC workshop is, LAC means leadership, accountability, and high performance culture. The speakers are Dr. Margaret Nyakago, who is the controller of budget. We have the CEO with a hat, Joseph Choge, who is the CEO at Unga. You remember the CEO who everyone cried when they were leaving at Peptang. Yeah, he'll be here sharing nuggets. And then there's Scott Bellows, who is also a leadership expert. This is a loaded session like no other. Then, of course, there is Roslyn Omolo. So if you are looking for leadership course that will change your life, then the LAC workshop by Blue Concepts Africa, you need to tune in. To sign up. It will be 6 PCPD points for HR professionals. They have virtual and physical attendance. So take advantage of these things because learning does not stop. And of course, for those in health sector, this is by Atara Solutions. We are discussing winning strategies for the health sector with Dr. Fred Ogola of Strathmore. Fred has written a lot on strategies and especially for the health sector. And we will also have Grace Washira, who is also an expert in quality management at the for healthcare. So please join us on the 21st from 8:30 a.m. And if there's 6 of you, then you get a discount. There's 30,000. For individuals, it's 5,500. And our till number is 914897. Yes, so please join us for these workshops because learning never stops. And of course, for those of you who are coming for the EI breakfast tomorrow, we look forward to seeing you. We look forward to interacting. Please say hello. Thanks, Chris. Are you able to share your website? Chris, somebody is asking for your website. I don't know whether you're still here.
I am still very much here. And I'd shared it, but let me send again. Oh, Kevin has sent it. Thanks, Kevin.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. So please join us on our. Okay, yeah. So my name is Grace Nzula. Kevin, you can say something.
And I am Kevin Adipo. Let me just do a parting shot from one of our Facebook viewers' message by the name James Afula, who said, "It is imperative to get documentation right while doing a business with a friend." And that would be my parting shot as well. Back to you, Grace.
All right, thank you very much. I think we have learned. I think in summary is we need to have boundaries and we need to know at what point is who is where and how clear are these roles. So we really appreciate you, Chris. Thank you so much for always making time for Get It Right with Atara Solutions. We really appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your nuggets, and especially because I always reach out to you on the last minute. I think my God's work. And thank you so much, Chris, and the whole team at Wild. Thank you, Kevin, for always making the time to be here. Thank you, Catherine Sidandi. Your work is amazing. If you're looking for sign language interpreters for your event, please make sure you contact Catherine Sidandi so that she can help us get more inclusive. Kindly remember to join us on our WhatsApp group. Remember, we have all those events coming up: psychometric assessment. We have the LAC workshop. Sorry, we have the strategy workshop, and then the end of season 3 of Get It Right with Atara Solutions is on the 18th of November. Please make sure you mark your calendar. Catherine, Frank said he is sponsoring you to come. So I hope you have marked your calendar. Yeah, you're coming to Nairobi. Frank, Catherine wants the offer. So we will share more details in the next webinar next week on Tuesday. My name is Grace Nzula. I am always your host. See you on Tuesday, same time, same place. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram, Atara Solutions, like our Facebook page, Atara Solutions, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Get It Right with Atara Solutions, and always remember to be here every Tuesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We only have about a month to go. Can you believe it? We actually only have a month left for this, because 18th of November will be our last session, and it's going to be physical. And we're going to look at, Herbert, you need to talk to me nicely so that I can give you an online link, or you just fly to Nairobi. What is? All right, so thank you so much, guys, and have yourselves a lovely, lovely week. From us, it's goodbye.